Gary Patterson. I'm the creative director on FIFA, on PS3 and Xbox 360. We're working hard on refining our engine. As you know, we've got a pretty good game out there right now. It's our fourth iteration on this new next-gen engine. So we're working hard to polish that engine and refine the things that are already in there. Things like shooting. We're working on refining the way the error context affects the ball trajectory. We're working on defence, making sure that slide tackles or press buttons or conservative tackles have the effect that you expect them to have. Working hard on player movement to kind of make the players feel more like football. In real football, you'll see players, some people are moving really slowly, others are moving really quickly, and it helps build that atmosphere and emotion of the game when you see this kind of different speed of movement of the player. So we're working hard on that and making sure that they're always facing the ball. It sounds a little bit like a cosmetic change on the movement side, but it really does help the responsiveness of the game, because everyone's always going to be there ready to intercept the ball or to be switched to take a pass or trap the ball, these types of things. And it's different, the dribbling this year. Obviously we've introduced 360-degree dribbling, so that gives you the ability to find holes and gaps between defenders and go through those gaps that previously weren't possible because we limited you to 8 directions. So the 360 kind of dribbling has opened it up a little bit. Also we've added the wide touches into the dribbling there, so you can let the ball come closer to them and then kick it along, which is part of the jostle system as well. So while you're dribbling, if someone comes in to try and jostle you and take you off the ball, you can move the ball to the side that he's not on and try and protect the ball from him. So it kind of makes the dribbling feel different than it did last year. In addition to that, obviously we have the skilled dribbling. So the idea there is, maybe if you can imagine Cristiano Ronaldo or a player like this, he runs down the wing and then he stops with the ball just as he's about to cross it, and he faces the defender, and then he maybe tries to move one way or the other, get the defender to move so he can beat him. So we've put a system in like that as well, so you can hold the left bumper and you can go left and right with this highly responsive quick dribble, skilled dribble is what we're calling it. And then you can go left and right, and then you can maybe use the sprint button to exit, and he kicks the ball, and that change of pace, that change of momentum can help you beat defenders. So that's the kind of new features in the dribble and the new kind of nuance that we've got there. We're devoting a lot of time to our manager mode this year. I think what the strategy kind of for us is a little bit like the strategy we used on gameplay, is that we're going back to fundamentals. We're working on the fundamentals so we can build a solid core for us to build the game on from there. So it's maybe a 2 or 3 year project in the end. But this year I think we'll get some really good wins. We're working hard on the authenticity of the mode, the authenticity of the match results. So making sure that at the end of the season the league tables are roughly correct. Obviously we want kind of variety in there. Football's very unpredictable, so we want that kind of unpredictable variety that we get in real football. But we want generally the league table to look very similar to it does in real life. So we're working hard on the context and the factors that make that true in real life, the tactics, the player fatigue, the player form, the lineups, all these types of things, to make sure that they have an effect in the outcomes of matches. So authenticity of match results is big for us. Obviously, that's one of the fundamentals of a manager mode. But then next, authenticity of transfers. So the reason people play a management mode is that they can use the transfer market to change their team and have a bit of fun that way. And we want to make sure that that has the right level of nuance and skill and depth inside it. So we're working hard on player wages, player values, to make sure that the players that you can afford to buy are realistic. With that in mind, we're also working on the finance system to make sure that you have the right amount of money for the club that you're at, and that money is linked to how you perform. But also we're working on the CPU club AI, so that some clubs will they're intelligent of their decision making when you put an offer in for a player. So maybe if he's the fan's favourite player, or if you're selling to a rival, they'll ask for a hugely inflated price, or if their squad is slim in a certain area, they'll not sell to you, stuff like that. But also working on the player AI of a transfer. So maybe sometimes, say Benzema, he won't go to, say, Sunderland or something like that. Even if Sunderland have the money to pay Benzema, he won't go there because the club aren't prestigious enough. So there's player AI involved there too. The whole thing just trying to create a more nuanced, more skillful system around transfers. So authenticity of transfers is another big one for manager mode. On top of that, we've got authenticity of player growth. The two are kind of linked, but if you can imagine, some clubs like Chelsea, they'll buy their way to success, but other clubs, they'll invest in youth players and they'll buy some young players and they'll hope to grow them into superstars. So we're working hard on player growth. Maybe in the past the player growth was a little bit simplistic and players got very good too easily. We're working hard to make sure that potential, age, experience, form, the ratings they get in games, all these types of things affect their growth. And then obviously once you get to a certain age, your physical stats start to diminish because you're getting older, you're getting slower, maybe your strength is diminishing too. So working hard on these things, and the aim there is to create some sort of skill in the mode so that you can go and use manager mode to pick out some superstars, hidden gems in the system, and try and build them into great players. So it adds a new dimension to the mode. And finally, on the manager mode, we're working on authenticity of the football world. We want people to feel when they play manager mode, they feel immersed in this football world. They want them to feel that things are happening outside of their own club. So other CPU clubs are putting in offers for players. There's maybe rumours about offers that are going in. There's lineup changes. There's injuries and suspensions all over the league. These types of things. So we're working hard on our user interface to bring these things to the surface, to show the consumer, to show the gamer that things are happening around them and help them get immersed in this football world.